everyone, it's Karen. I hope everyone is having a wonderful Saturday evening. I had to work today, but I got off work, came home, and now I am going to sit down and film a video. And I've been thinking about what I wanted to do, and I wanted to do something kind of relaxing. So I think I am going to work on this is my Twilight Mushroom book, and it's just like a Shutterstock book, and I just color in it when I want to doodle around and play with my pens and pencils and don't really want to be serious with anything. So I'm going to. This one is really cute. I like this one that I did. Where is that? Oh, that. But yeah, I started this and I did my background with acrylic pen, and then I thought I would just use these markers. These are just some cheap alcohol markers. I got these, I think, at Marshall's for a really cheap price, and they're just something I play around with when I want to, color, but I don't want to use up my good Ohuhus or my Copic or anything. So yeah, but what I'm going to do tonight or this evening is I'm going to do the Would You Rather tag that Jazzy Doodle Designs came up with. No one has tagged me because I'm a little peon. So, but I'm just going to do it anyway. And maybe someone will watch and you can learn something about me that you didn't know, or something you didn't want to know, or whatever. Anyway, I hope you join me, and I hope you get a little giggle out of this maybe. And if you have a channel and you want to do it, I'm going to tag you. I don't care how many followers you got, how big you are, whatever. If you want to do it, do it. So we're going to start out. There's 25 questions. And the first one says, would you rather live near the beach or the mountains? I would rather live near the mountains. I am a country girl. I live in the southern part of the USA, and I would rather live in the mountains. I love the trees, the wildflowers, all the little woodland creatures, and yeah, I would rather live near the mountains. I've traveled to the beach. I've seen the beach. Um, it's beautiful, I guess. If you like that kind of thing. I don't like to be hot. I don't rarely go out in the sun, so uh, I don't know if anyone's noticed watching my videos, but I'm very fair skinned. I am a redhead, and I burn extremely easy. So I don't really go out in the sun a lot. So I think it would probably be a wasted effort for me to travel to the beach. But I do love to be in the down by the river where the woods are. I like that. So yeah, I would rather live near the mountains. Number 2, would you rather have a talking pet or a self-cleaning house? I would rather have a self-cleaning house. Um, I have 2 little dogs. I've always had dogs, and for all intended purposes, they communicate with me. I know what they want. Um, so we have a language of our own. So I would rather have a cleaning house because self-cleaning house. I do not like to do housework. Uh, it's not up there on my favorite things to spend my time doing. Now, I do get in moods where I want to clean, and when I clean, that means declutter, throw stuff away, deep clean, move the furniture, the whole 9 yards. That's my type of cleaning. But I have to be in the mood to do that. So if I had a house that would do all that for me, that would be awesome. So yeah. Number 3, would you rather glow in the dark or sparkle in the sunlight? Well, like I said, I'm not a sunlight girl, so I think I would rather glow in the dark. I'm kind of a night owl anyway. I don't sleep well at night. I do work day shift, but I usually go to bed early while actually the sun is still up. And sometimes I get up real early in the mornings. And I like the night. I love the moon and the stars. Um, I like the cool nights. There's just something about it. It brings me comfort. So I would rather glow in the dark. But I would like to have a dimmer switch. So if I wouldn't want to be like full strength glow all the time. So I would want to be able to control the amount of glow that I have. So yeah. Let's see. Would you rather read all day or hike all day? Definitely read. Now, I could read a book about hiking, but to physically get out there and do hiking, no, ma'am. I'm too old for that. My body's tired. I'm not built for hiking. Uh, and when I say I like the mountains and the trees and the woods and stuff, yeah, that's about the extent of it. I don't want to hike around in them. Um, no, I will sit inside and read a book. That suits me just fine. Would you rather eat pizza or ice cream for breakfast? I would rather have ice cream. Pizza's okay. I like pizza, but nowadays pizza they put so many different toppings on them, and they have so many different kinds, and it's not even really what I consider pizza anymore. So I'd rather have some ice cream, not chocolate. I don't eat chocolate. Uh, so, yeah, I think I would rather have a big bowl of ice cream for breakfast than some pizza. Let's see. Would you rather see into the future or go back in time? I would like to go back in time. I love history. I love the Renaissance times. Medieval. I like all of that. I would love to be able to time travel back and just see that. And I watched this mini series. I actually read the books first, and I can't remember who the author was, but it was a trilogy, and it was called The Discovery of Witches. And it was about this girl, and she didn't know that she had magical powers. But when she did find out, her mom and dad had tried to protect her, so they wrapped her like a spell around her. So her uh, abilities were hidden. So she didn't know she had these until she got older, and they started coming forth. And she was able to travel back in time uh, and and see things. She was able to go back in time and see her mom and dad had been killed, and she was raised by her two aunts. So she was able to go back in time and when her dad was still alive, and it was just so cool um, that she got to do that. And I think that would be really cool to go back in time and see things that you can't see nowadays. And to me, the future it's kind of iffy. I don't know. There's a lot to be said for the future. It's a scary thing. So yeah, I would rather travel back in time. Number 7, would you rather see into? Oh no, number 7, number 8. Would you rather have a robot voice or a chipmunk laugh? I would rather have a robot voice. Uh, I don't know. Um, I like to laugh a lot. I like I try to find humor in a lot of things. So, excuse me. I think if I had a chipmunk voice, that would not only get on everyone else's nerves, it would get on my own nerves. So, and nowadays, robot voice, I think when you get a spam call half the time, you're probably talking to a robot. So, robot voices nowadays actually sound, very, very human. So, yeah, I think I'd rather do that than laugh like a chipmunk. I think that would drive me crazy. So, number 8, would you rather color uninterrupted for an entire day or 1 hour every day? I would rather color uninterrupted for one day. Because sometimes when I really am in the mood to play with my supplies and color. I I want to do that for longer than an hour. So I would probably just really start getting to a point, where I'm really feeling creative and my hour would be up. So I would rather spend the day and be able to just uninterrupted color, drag out all your supplies, and just go at it. And I think that'd be pretty cool. And actually, now I do kind of have that ability. My husband is retired, and he takes very good care of the house, and he does a lot of the cooking, and he has his smoker. Uh, and he's really been learning how to smoke meats, and he spends a lot of time doing that. So, when we don't really go anywhere, we don't like to be around large crowds of people, and we're basically homebodies. So, there's some days, when I don't work and I just stay in my pajamas all day and color. And he doesn't have a problem with that. So, it's kind of a win win. Uh, so let's see what else here. Number 9, would you rather swim with dolphins or fly with birds? I would rather fly with birds. I think there would be something so freeing to be able to spread your wings and just soar up in the clouds and be just look down on the landscape and see all the different colors and the trees and yeah, I think that would be very freeing. I don't know if I would really enjoy swimming with the dolphins because there's a lot of unknown in the ocean, and you know, my luck, I would get to meet the kraken, which that'd be pretty cool. But I'd never live to tell it because I'd probably have a heart attack right there on the spot. So yeah, I would rather fly with birds. Um, Let's see where we're at. Would you rather live in a city penthouse or a rural castle? I would rather live in a castle. I love castles. I love history. I love to watch the Discovery Channel, and I love to watch that show, Mysteries of the Castle Ruins. I like when Josh Gates travels to uh, Vlad Dracula's castle ruins, and they kind of walk through those. I find all that very fascinating. So, and I think that would just be so cool. I used to read a lot of historical romance books and where they lived in castles, and um, I think that I don't know, it's just amazing to me that you know that period of time actually was a thing. So yeah, I would love to live in a castle. Actually, we live. There's a castle that's about an hour from where I live, and they have a Renaissance fair there every year in the month of May. They have the Renaissance Fair every weekend. And they do like the maypole, and they'll have the queen. The queen will hold court, and everyone is in full character. You can dress up. They have the fairy glen. They have the gypsy camp, and they'll have the knights. So yeah, it's very awesome. You can actually even buy tickets, and you can set in with a feast with the queen. Uh, so yeah, it's pretty fun to go. Me and my husband went. But you better take a lots of money if you want to buy stuff because they have a lot of vendors there that makes all kinds of medieval um, jewelry and costumes and just it's just amazing. You can spend the whole day there. Definitely get your 10,000 steps in there. So yeah, all of that to say, I would rather live in a castle. Number 10, no, number 11. Would you rather have a live-in cook or a massage therapist? I would rather have a live-in cook. I actually do have a live-in cook. He's called my husband. Um, so, um, yeah, I'm not a person that likes to be touched, so I don't think I would enjoy a massage from someone I don't know. So, um, yeah, but I think a living cook would be pretty awesome. Because I like to eat, I like food, so uh, I'd like to have a cook. Number 12, would you rather give up salt or sugar? I would definitely rather give up sugar. I don't eat a lot of added sugar. Um, for one thing, I am a diabetic, so I have to watch that, but it is well controlled. And I just don't really like sweets that much. I know I will eat stuff like ice cream, which I said, um, but I eat a lot of fruit. And I really have to watch that because, a lot of fruit is not good for, it can raise your blood sugar really fast. So I eat a lot of berries and melons, and I do eat grapes. That's probably what for sweets, if I want to eat a dessert or something, I probably eat something like that. I don't like chocolate. I'm not a chocolate eater, so I don't eat chocolate cake, chocolate ice cream. Uh, every once in a while, I'll eat a piece of milk chocolate if I'm really wanting, that taste, but very rarely. But I do love salty, savory, chips and salsa, popcorn, nuts. I love sunflower seeds. My husband calls that I have to have my fix, is sunflower seeds. So, uh, yeah, I definitely can give up the sugar with no problem. Let's see, number 13, would you rather color water mediums or only dry mediums? I would rather color water. I used to only do the dry, and I got the ink tints and the Neocolor 2s and the Albert Durs. Those are all water soluble mediums, and I love them. They're so easy to blend, and it doesn't take very much. And a lot of times I use the colorless blenders. Let's see, I have like this one right here. This is Artist Loft. I get these at Michael's, and I use those to activate my Albert Durs. I have more control with that than I do, say, a water brush, because sometimes the water brush will put too much, like these, they'll put too much water out on your paper. And the colorless blender has I have more control with it. So yeah, I definitely, and I'm really trying to learn how to use my watercolors. And I bought some gouache. I have not played with that yet, but I do plan on it. So yeah, I think I like my water mediums. Oh, and and I did a video. I got the Prismacolor watercolor pencils, and I love those. I've been playing with those a lot, and I just bought the 24 color, and I mean, you can blend them and make so many different colors. It's amazing. And then I went and got some of the Stettlers, and I would show you, but they're in the living room by my recliner. They're the triangle shape, and they fit so good in my hand. I'm kind of obsessed with them right now. They're the Design Journey watercolor Stettler, and they're really like cheap. I mean, I don't know. They were under $20 for a set, and it's several. I can't remember 18 or 24 how many you got, but uh, yeah, I'm really enjoying those. So I would rather do the watercolor. So yeah, let's see where we at. We're on number 14. Would you rather color only one page in 35 books or color every page in 5 books? I would rather color one page in 35 books. I have got a very large coloring book collection, and that's what I'm going to call it, is a collection. Um, so yeah, I mean, a lot is not colored at all because I I just come in here and I find a book and I'll start coloring in it and I'll really like it and I'll color in that book and color in that book and and I will neglect my other books. So I would rather color one page and show all my books love instead of just five or six. So, and I have all different types of books, all different illustrators. Um, I've got creepy, scary, cozy, cute. I have portrait books, and I'm a mood colorist. I don't like to just color seasonal. I like to color different, different things. If I'm in the mood to color Halloween and it's the middle of summer, I will crack out a Halloween book and, color. So yeah, I'd rather color in several books. So let's see. Number 15. Would you rather be able to speak all human languages or be able to speak to animals? Definitely speak to animals. I love animals. I think it would be so cool to be able to communicate with animals and you would be able to tell when they are hurting or when they need help or what's going on with them. I am not a big people person. I don't like to be around a lot of people. So it really wouldn't do me any good to be able to speak a lot of languages because I don't really like to, hold conversations. I'm kind of direct and to the point. uh, I don't I think that would be a waste. I mainly only speak to my husband unless I'm at work. I do communicate with the people I come in contact with at work. But as far as just this, sit down and have a conversation and chat with someone, that's not something that I'm going to do. So that would be kind of a waste to be able to speak all of those languages. But I would love to speak to animals. It'd be kind of like, Snow White, and she loved all the animals, and the animals all loved her. So, yeah, let's see. Number 16, would you rather binge watch a new series or rewatch an old favorite? Oh, an old favorite, definitely. There is very little that I find entertaining nowadays on TV. I, I don't. I'm old fashioned. I I was raised old fashioned. My parents were older when I was born, so I wasn't raised, and I'm older, so I wasn't raised in this, nowadays where anything goes. I don't like that. So I, I just don't find uh, I don't really like reality TV. I don't really believe it to be reality. I think it's more scripted. But I do love me some old favorites, and I mean old, like, black and white old favorites. Um, so yeah, and in fact, my husband, he'll find a series and we'll start and watch the whole series. Like now he's watching Alfred Hitchcock. He started at the first season and we're going through that and watching it. And it's amazing how many of the big stars, big time stars, were in that when they were first getting started. But it's funny to see who all's there. So I would definitely I like the older entertainment. So let's see. Where are we at? 17. Would you rather own all coloring books from your favorite illustrator or own coloring books from many different illustrators, but not your favorite? I would rather own many. I do own many. I've got coloring books from several illustrators, and it would be hard for me to pick my favorite. I have several favorites. It just depends on what I'm in the mood to color as to what book I want to pull out and color in. I like having that variety. I do, and there are some illustrators that I really do. I'm really drawn to, and I do have several of their books, and I do look for those if I'm on eBay or Vinted or Macari. I do tend to look for their older books to to try to add to my collection, but I would rather have several illustrators because your taste changes, and you may get up one day and you don't want to color um you know I don't know, I don't want to pick one because then it's going to seem like I don't like that artist, but maybe you don't want to color that, you want to color something else, and so you want to color something simple, you don't want to color anything that has a lot of detail. So I think it's good to have a lot of variety in your books. So, yeah, let's see. Where was I? Would you rather own all Derwent, Caran d'Ache, or Faber-Castell products? Now, this is going to be a hard one for me because I there's something that each one of those brands have that I really love. Derwent, I love their ink pen pencils, and I have their watercolors, and I love them watercolors. And then Caran d'Ache, I like the Neocolor twos, and then I do have a set of what are these? The Luminous. I have a set of the Luminous pencils, and I do like those. Um, so yeah, I think that's the only two things from them I have. Uh, and then Faber Castell, my Albert Durs. I love them. I love my polychromos. I love my ChromaFlow. Uh, I even love their little connector pens, their little water-based pens, and the pit pens. So, at first I thought I would say Derwent because I really like Derwent, but I think I'm going to have to say Faber-Castell. Um, yeah, because recently I bought some of their neon gel crayons. I love those things. They are so fun. Uh, so yeah, Faber Castell. That's what I'm going to go with. Let's see, where are we? Number 19. Would you rather color cute or creepy? Uh, Creepy. I like I like creepy. Halloween is my favorite time of year. Uh, I just love it. I love all the ghosts and the goblins, and I love the history of Halloween. And uh, yeah, I like. Now, I'm not talking about bloody, gory slasher kind of stuff, but I do like the Universal monsters. I love them, and I actually got a buddy color coming up with Coloring Gin in the Universal book. I can't wait to start that. Um, but yeah, I've got that to do. And I like the old black and white creepy movies. Um, and I actually, um, you know, I don't know. This is probably going to freak people out, but I actually have one of my cars. We have a Chucky doll that rides in the back seat. Chucky, Annabelle, and Sam from Trick or Treat. I got those for my husband. He likes, creepy stuff, so he wanted those. So I got those for him, uh, and they get a lot of talk and laughs when we take the car for an oil change or when we go through the Sweet Bay coffee drive-through, and they're wondering why we're not buying our kids in the back seat of something. And then they lean down and they see the kids. So anyway, yeah, I love creepy. I like cute creepy. That's a thing. I like doing that. So yeah, I'm gonna have to say creepy. So, would you rather color at a desk or on the couch? I'd rather color at my desk. My desk, I've got everything in reach. I don't have to, I can switch mediums real quick. If I'm looking for something, I can just reach across and get it. I do have one of those rolly carts, the three-tiered um, things. I think I got it from Michael's. And that sits beside my recliner in the living room. So if I'm watching TV with my husband or whatever, I do have the ability. Come on, Karen, talk words. I have the ability to color in there. I have got pencils and markers and all kinds of things. So, and I don't color on the couch. I color in a recliner, and I have one of the lap desks that has the light on it. So I have very good lighting, and it is a comfortable setup for me to sit there and color. But there's just something about it seems like when I'm at my desk, I can be a little bit more creative. Uh, so, yeah, I'm going to have to say at my desk. Uh, what are we now? Would you rather have the ability to teleport or to be invisible? I'm going to say I would rather be invisible because, like I say, me and my husband are homebodies. We don't go out a lot. So, where am I going to be teleporting to? I work probably 8 minutes from my house. So, I don't see the need to teleport. uh, yeah. So, yeah, I would say, I would like to be invisible. That way, if I do have to go out and about and I see someone I don't want to have contact with, I can just turn my glow dimmer switch down and I can make myself invisible and just be done with it. I think that would be awesome. So, yeah, I would rather be invisible. 22, would you rather eat spicy or sweet? I would rather eat spicy. Now, I'm not talking, burn the hair off your tongue spicy. I'm talking, good flavor, uh, spice, but I don't want, flames to shoot out my ears and my, you know, other body parts. But I do like a good flavor. I like one of my favorite snacks is the jalapeno Cheetos. I like those. So I would rather eat spicy than sweet. Yeah. So number 23, would you rather color with alcohol markers or water-based markers? Um, I like alcohol markers. But I think I would rather color with water base because they don't bleed through your paper and you can color a double sided book and not have to worry about sacrificing a page. And you can use them more like watercolors. Uh, and I do love my super tips. I love my Faber Castell Pit pens, the Zig Clean, those are good. I like all of those. So, yeah, I'm going to have to say I would rather color with alcohol markers. Let's see here. What do I have over here that I can add to this? This is just a hodgepodge of stuff. Let's see. I've only got two more left. Would you rather color the background first or last? Well, obviously, as you've seen this page, I did the background first. I used to dread backgrounds. I didn't want to work on them. I didn't want to. I just color my page, and I didn't even worry about the background. But coloring, like my mythographic books, coloring Kirby Rosanna's, I have learned that if you knock out the background first, it brings your main illustration forward. It lets you see more of what you have and makes it easier to color and define, be able to describe exactly what it is you're looking at. So yeah, and it's kind of cool when you get your background colored. It just makes like these mushrooms. It just makes them pop off the page. So I'm going to say I would rather color my background first. So the last one, and where did my list go? Would you rather color Hannah Carlson, Maria Trolle, Melka Maney, Rita Berman, Denise Kelt, or Kirby Rosanis? Um, I enjoy coloring Hannah Carlson. I I don't know. I At first I was kind of iffy about her, but the more I color in her books, they're so well made. The books are, for one thing. The paper is great. So I've really gotten to where I like to color her. I believe that Denise is she the lady that does the birds in paradise and the mermaids in paradise. Let me see. Let me see if I Yes, that's her. She does the Goblins in the Hollow. Now those are cute books, and I like to color those, and the paper is fantastic. So, but I love Kirby too. It's just what you're in the mood for. If you're in the mood for portrait style, birds, flowers, floral. Hannah is really good. Rita is more whimsical. So is Denise. Kirby, his imagination cannot be compared to anyone. He just knocks it out of the park with his illustrations, his imagination, even his older books. I've got some of his older doodle books, and they're just, I don't know. His mind. He is a true artist. So if I could only color one of those people, I would say Hannah. That would be my choice. So yeah, I have about done all the damage I'm going to do tonight on this book. I feel like I've kept y'all long enough. So I am going to get off of here and see if this is going to work. Let me do one thing because this is bugging me. Um, See if this is going to work tonight. And if it says my video type's not working, me and Google or Corel or InShot or whatever, we're gonna have a come to Jesus meeting. So anywho, I hope y'all have a wonderful weekend. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up, subscribe. It's free, and it helps me boost my channel. And that's all I'm trying to do. I'm just doing this for fun. I don't expect anything in return except to make some good friends and have some fun, relieve some stress, maybe enjoy a few laughs. That's all I'm looking for. So yeah, if you're kind of in the same mind frame as that, just you know subscribe to my channel. I will try to get more um, regular with my uploads. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I love you all, and happy coloring. Bye bye.